Hi, welcome to my full Monty show. Today's guest is the Ruger PC Carbine. Now, I've never been interested in the PC Carbine till Magpul got involved with their backpacker stock. I'm a big fan of Magpul and just love their design and quality of work. I love the way it fits together. However, I must admit this rifle is a little bit heavy for a backpack. And as usual, in my full Monty disassembly, I start off with the field stripping first, and then I'll go into the full Monty disassembly. I usually do not reassemble due to the length of the video, but I will reassemble in areas that I think you're going to have troubles with. And also, in this particular case, I will reassemble or switch out the mag well that came with it and switch the mag catch to the other side and also the cocking handle. So why don't we begin and let me tell you what you get for your $900 Canadian. Okay, first you get a manual and also a Glock mag insert. You also get a Magpul instructions how to use the stock. It does come with a cheek riser additional. It does have 2 Allen wrench, but in this full Monty disassembly you'll need a few more Allen wrench. Okay, so why don't we begin, and I shall be back. I am back. I forgot to mention it also comes with a 10-round magazine, a Ruger 10-round magazine. Now, make sure you leave the magazine in, because to separate the barrel from the receiver, you need to have your bolt backwards. So, might as well use the BHO that came with it, like the bolt hole. Okay, now the bolt is back. Now you can remove the magazine. Okay, 10 round. Okay, now to separate the barrel from the receiver, there's a catch under the handguard. Okay, and there's a catch like this. I usually use my right hand, but in this particular case I'm going to use my left hand, and you pull back on this catch right there. Pull back and then turn about 1/8 of a turn instead of a quarter, and it'll come off. Okay, and of course to make it compact, you slide this into this rubber. This is a softer rubber or softer plastic, and you go in like that, and there's a groove in front of the handguard, and it fits into this, and then it just locks in. Okay, it's as simple as that. Yeah, like that. Okay, and to separate it, okay, my handguard is a little on the loose side, and that's why I won't do it, but that's in preparation for the full Monty. But to release it, there's 2 catch on either side. Press that and lift it up and pull it forward. Simple as that. Okay, once you got this separated, okay, and now you need to separate the stock from the receiver, otherwise you won't be able to reach the bolt. Okay, so pull back on the bolt, release it like that. Now it comes with an Allen wrench. There's 2 screws on either side. Use the bigger one, and I'll text the size of the Allen wrench into the video. Basically unscrew it. These screws are captive, so they don't come all the way out. Just keep turning them till they're loose. Okay, like that. Okay, once they're loose, you figure, then they just basically separate. Okay, you just wiggle the receiver and it should come apart like that. Okay, remember, these screw up captive, they do not come out. All right. Now, part of the fuel stripping, you need access to the bolt, and so therefore there's 2 pins and they slide out really easily. You just hold it like this and just push it out. Use one of the Allen wrench and just push it out like that. Okay. It takes nothing for it to slide out. And these are both the same, so it doesn't matter which one goes where. And your trigger housing comes straight up. Okay, it's plastic. Okay. Now once you get to this point, you'll see an arm stick up. This is your bolt hole. Okay, and it's spring loaded. Okay. This is what holds the bolt back. Next, remove the charging handle with one of the bigger Allen key. And also notice that the screw has a Loctite in it. So that is a bad thing about this. The caulking handle system is not very good. Every time you have to do a fuel stripping, you have to break the Loctite. Okay, and if you don't, then the screw more likely to unscrew, and then this will end up flying off. And I don't know why they did it this way. They're almost halfway through. What I would actually, let me remove the bolt from this receiver. And the best way to remove the bolt is, there's a buffer back here connected to the recoil spring. Put your finger in there and pull down, right, like this. Like that. Okay. And if you could, hold it a little off towards the facing down a bit. The reason why, there are some rivets up here that could fall off if you pull it up upside down like this. So try to do it like this. Here, what I mean, like that, and then pull it backwards, okay, in an angle. Okay, this is what the receiver looks like. Nice thick alloy. Okay, not too heavy, but the bolt is made out of steel and it's quite heavy. And this is what I mean. There are a couple of rivets here that could easily fall off if you were to pull the bolt out upside down. So you don't want to do that, okay? So try to pull it down like this. Okay, so the recoil spring separates from the bolt easily. Okay. Now, of course, this is a straight blowback, and to minimize the rearward travel, quite often you have to have a heavy bolt. If you have a light bolt, then you should have a longer travel. Okay, so I think this is the reason why they went with a heavy bolt. This is quite heavy. Okay, now at a separate time, I would, in a separate video, I would show you how to disassemble this and the trigger housing. Okay, now the reason why I thought that this screw, I've never liked a charging handle that's held in by a screw, and I don't know why they didn't do it differently. The Sterling Canadian C1 SMG machine gun, what it is, they have this bigger round part is on this side. So in other words, even if the bolt came all the way back, it would not, it would, like during recoil, it wouldn't go all the way back. So I would have much preferred that this round part to be back here so it can come out. See, right now it doesn't come out anyway. So no screws, just have this part longer, deeper in there, and basically what holds this cocking handle in is this narrow channel that's been cut, and see, it doesn't fall off. Have this round part on this part towards the back. So that's what I would have designed, but this is the way they chose. Okay, so this is as far as you go when it comes to field stripping. Okay, now you have access to your receiver, your bolt. You can just clean from the outside. You don't have to strip it any further. Also the trigger housing, you can get at your barrel. Okay, now always when you have a new rifle, always run a patch through the bore just to make sure there's nothing in there. Okay, and look through the camera, make sure it's smooth. I mean, look through with a flashlight. Okay, so that's basically it. That's the field stripping. Okay, let's see. Next, let's work on the full Monty. And let's start from the back of the stock first and work our way forward. Okay. In the back, there's a nice rubber pad. Okay, of this Magpul stock brake, not stock, backpacker stock. Okay, and it's held in by 2 screws. And again, one of the, actually in this case, the Allen wrench that was provided does not fit. So you have to get a separate one, smaller, and I will again text the size in the video. And to remove it, you go like this. One up there and one over here. Okay, this is what both of the screws looks like. Okay. And the reason why this pad comes out, you could put a thicker pad in. Magpul sells one, and I believe it says it's an MOESL. So again, I'll verify that and text that to the video. This is what the inside looks like. I'm a little disappointed that they didn't have more places for the sling. All they have is 2 spots here for a quick release swivel, and of course they don't provide you with it, but you can buy it. They're cheap enough. I bought from AliExpress. It comes with 2 cups and 3 or 4 different length of screws, and you screw the 2 cups together inside, and it works great. So yeah, but I also wish they had some sort of a sling here, like maybe one of those sling that has 1 screws and goes all the way through, or you can switch the sling around. And I wish they have more options. They only have this 1 QD sling, and that's basically about it. Okay, so that comes off. Okay, if you want a thicker one, you can buy that. Now they have this top part here. To open it, you push this piece in, and the top part comes out. And of course, there's a compartment you can put your magazine in and whatnot. This one section here is a little deeper. You know, the magazine will fit in, not a problem, and there's still room for your cleaning kit or fishing kit in here. Okay, this cover is not a cheek riser. When you buy a new rifle, you also get a cheek riser like this. And to separate this is very simple. Bring it up like this, and then pull it straight up. Okay. Now don't pull it sideways or anything like that. Just pull straight up like that. Okay, like that. and you could easily snap this in. And on each side there is actually a spring lock, okay, which will clip onto the back here. There is a softer rubber back here for, of course, has to be soft rubber because you have to put the chamber or the yeah, basically the chamber area into this thing, so it has to be soft rubber, and the way it comes out is just push it straight back. Okay, that's basically about it. Okay, next is they have in the grip, I love the grip, I love the angles of the grip, it's great. And there's a compartment in the grip, and it's a waterproof grip, and to make sure you pull this up, actually in this particular case it's pull up, but it's actually pull down. You push this little thing in and squeeze this, and it should come back up. Just keep wiggling it because it's rubberized. There you go, that's the grip cap, and there's rubber band all the way across, and it makes it waterproof. So I guess if you have patches, that would be great to go in there. If you have a cleaning kit in here, patch would be great, so you don't want that wet. So this is it's a great idea. Okay, the rest, the receiver, nice sturdy receiver. Doesn't well designed, doesn't flex at all. Okay, so remember these screws, the one in the front there and one on the back here, are captive. Do not remove them. Okay, so you can also, the one I got, it says R9, R40. So this is a Ruger Magpul for 9mm and 48 S&W. And to remove this, you have to press the mag catch and make sure it goes all the way across. Then you lift this up. Okay. And that's what it looks like. And here's the marking right there at the bottom, right there. So you know what caliber that is. This is to change the Magpul. Now when I bought this brand new, it came with another Magpul. This one is for Glock, and it says G9, G40. Okay, so now how do I put that in? Very simple. Okay, this chrome piece stays forward. This is the ejector. This is the ejector. This is the mag for the BHO. Okay. The whole purpose is for the mag BHO, and this is how it works. The mag goes in. Okay. See that? The mag goes in, and it pushes up this chrome part. See, it's moving it up. When it moves up and locks in place, this part right here triggers, it makes the activates the BHO. Okay, so basically this piece right here activates the BHO, and that's why you need this. Okay, this part is the ejector. All right, so let's cover that up, and I showed you how to do it. Now let me put back. Now that's the Glock. Let me put this back. And of course, to put this back is basic. Oh, it's kind of funny. The Glock one, that BHO part is chrome, and the Ruger one is not chrome. I guess you can tell the difference. Okay, Glock has chrome, Ruger has no chrome. So to insert these Magpul insert, press and just slide it in. Simple as that. Oh yes, how to remove the handguard. Alright, There's a screw at the bottom here, and let me see, it's probably, it's yes, it's the larger one that was provided. Unscrew it. Again, this screw in the handguard is captive, and it comes out like that. Okay, you're not done. There's 2 more screws on the inside, and you need a different type of different size to fit that in. Okay, it's not this one. I thought it would be this one. It's not this one. I have to, oh, yeah, I do have an Allen wrench. It's a smaller one, and I'll text in the size. Now this handguard has a, this is the handguard release to release it from the stock, as you know. You can see it's moving. And then you have a couple of M-locks slot on each side. So okay, that screw comes out. There's another screw over here. Okay. Okay, so after you finish using a smaller Allen wrench to unscrew one screw down here and one screw over here, the piece that comes with the M-lock can be moved up. Okay, and to move it up, you have to pinch these pieces right here and right over there, and then wiggle the piece up. You can see it's coming up right now. Just press that again. There it is. It comes up. Okay. This is the main screw that screws to the body. I'll put that here. And now this is the piece that attaches to the M-lock, and it has, this is the lock. As you can see, as I press this, this goes in. Okay. Let me see if I want to, if it's easy to disassemble. Yes, it's pretty easy to disassemble. Okay, and the next thing you do is to use the same screw, Allen wrench that was for the handguard, the skinnier one, and unscrew it. And you insert it right there, okay, and turn. Okay, you got to keep turning, like that, till that screw comes up, and then let me put it way over here, and then these 2 pieces on the left and right comes up. Actually, let me turn it upside down and make it look like that. Okay, I'm going to make sure I'm keeping this. Okay, this is what it looks like. Okay. Okay, this. Okay, I'm going to leave them the same way I got them. Put them over here. Note that this is the bottom side. Okay, so now I'm completely all disassembled of the handguard. Okay, so next is this part. Now, this is the catch that releases the barrel from the receiver. Here I'll show you how it works. Okay, this is without the handguard, so you have a better way of looking at it. Okay, so you go like this, right? This is spring loaded, right? See that? So you would actually insert like this, like that, and once you get into the groove, press and then turn, and you see how this catch springs into that slot. Now it stays, it doesn't actually move. To release it, you have to pull this lever back. See that? It's pulled back, and then turn counterclockwise about 1/8 of a turn, and then pull out. Now, should something goes wrong with this and you need to change the spring, this is how you change the spring. Okay. First, this comes up, but it won't easily come up. Is because you have to hold back this pretty strong spring. Okay, so you have to put your punch into the spring and pull it back. Okay, and then you should be able to, actually, it's best that you push this back, the lever back, insert the punch and hold the spring back. Okay, now you should be able to pull the latch up like that. Looks like this. And now release the spring, but make sure you put your finger in front of the hole because you don't want the spring to fly off and get lost. And this is what it'll look like. Okay, this is the assembly. Okay, and this goes in here. Pretty simple. Okay, I will reassemble this just to make sure you understand how things go. Okay, so if you got a broken spring, you need to change it. That's how you get access to it. Now, you normally wouldn't need to remove this block, but for some reason you need to. I might as well show you how to remove this block. Okay, it's the other, yes, it's the other Allen wrench, and again you just unscrew it like this, and there's another screw here which you don't have any access to if the spring is in the way, so you have to remove this barrel catch to get access to this one. Okay, so now this barrel catch is out, and it has two short screws, and the Allen wrench they provided does use that. Okay, so that's what it looks like. I'm going to put it over here. So we have what this looks like now. Now, there's a couple of things here I don't want to touch. I don't want to touch this. This is the barrel tightening adjustment, and there's a washer in there. I don't want to pull that out. It doesn't come out easily. This ring, So if it's not going to come out easy, I don't want to touch it or force it. Okay, and this is it's a screw. You can tell because it has you know, it's meant to be turned. And there's a couple of other things that I do not want to try to remove. I did try it. It's the front side block and the rear side block. Why? Is because it requires a really small Allen wrench, and when I tried removing it, it has Loctite, and the Allen wrench started to bend. So I do not want to touch them. Okay, but they are well built. As you can see, they're made out of steel. Okay, they don't adjust easily. The one thing about Ruger I don't like is this is the finishing on the barrel. I like the fluting, but man, this is really rough. I can literally file my nail on this. Yeah, you can see it. It's really rough, and the edges of the fluting is really sharp. That's my only complaint about this whole rifle. Okay. Oh, and on top of the charging, the way the charging handle is set up. Okay, but that's basically it. Okay, so am I done? Oh, not yet, not yet. The last thing for me to do is to disassemble the magazine. Okay, this is a Ruger magazine, and there's a hole at the bottom. Okay, you push a punch into the hole and pull the bottom cap forward. Okay, like this. Put your finger on top, because of course it's spring-loaded, and pull. You'll hear a snap, and then here it is. Oops. This is the bottom cap. This is the bottom of the magazine itself. It is captive. It doesn't fall out. Okay. So, just to show you what it looks like. Now, to get access to the inside of a magazine, use the punch and tilt this plate, okay, while holding the top, while holding the bottom. Tilt it and then have it come off in an angle like this, like that, and and then push it like that. Excuse me. Okay, so this is the bottom. I might as well pull the whole thing out if I can. Be careful. There it is. This is the follower front part. All right. The bottom plate. The back is more squarish. The front is more rounder. And to separate that, you just slide the spring up, and there it is. And to remove the spring from the follower, pretty simple. There is it actually goes in, and you need a punch to pull it out of that hole. And once you do that, you should be able to pull the spring down. Oops. Okay, so it's like this. The hole, this is the front. The hole is, you enter from the left of the follower. Okay, so in other words, your magazine has to be like this. It's interesting, the shape of this magazine. If you see this, it's a little different. The first 5 coil is smaller, and then the last 6 coil is bigger. A little weird. I've never seen that before. Okay, so Here it is. All right. I'm not finished because I did promise that I will show you how to switch the actually let's do the easiest one. And here's the cocking handle. It goes in over here. Okay. Super easy. Goes in here and you basically screw it in. That's basically it. Okay, now you're switching from the right to the left. It goes in like this, and you just basically screw it in like that. Okay, so that's done. Showed you how to swap the mag well. Now I showed you how to do this. Now next thing I'm going to show you how to do is to swap the magazine catch. And to do that, we have to grab the Magpul stock. Okay, let's remove the mag well again. I found the Allen wrench that fits the mag catch, and here you press the mag catch all the way, and there's an Allen really tiny, and it turned out to be a metric 1.2 millimeter, and you insert it in there like this. Okay, like that, and you keep turning. And that's how tiny the screw is. Now you release this, and the catch should come out with the spring on the left side, and this should come out on the right side. Okay, this is what it looks like. Now you have to switch it over, put this catch on the left side, and put the catch on the right side. Put this one on the right side, the button that you push, and now again press it all the way while having your Allen wrench in the screw and insert it in front like so. Okay, now you screw that in. Like that. All the way in. Like that. So now it's good. Now, insert the mag well. Make sure you got the R9 in there. Press this. Now this time it's on the right side. Press it and slide this in. Okay, like that. Now, to test it, take the mag casing. The catch is here. So in other words, you can use the same magazine, whether it's for left or right mag catch, ambidextrous. So that catch is right here, so it makes you don't have to change the magazine. Okay. If it was just here, then you will obviously have to change the magazine, but it's not. Okay. The catch is actually right in the center. So now put it in, and you should be able to hear a click. And when you click, pull it down, it doesn't come down, you know you got it right. Okay, because like I said, the mag catch, the catch itself is in the center. Now I'm going to press this to release it, and it's released. Okay, so I've shown you how to do the, okay, which area I think you're going to have a little difficulty. The most would be putting this back. Okay, this will be a little on the tricky side. Oh, by the way, there is at the bottom of this, there's a plunger, I notice, and there's a spring that's attached to the plunger at the bottom. Okay, I will be back to show you how to reassemble this part. A couple of more things I need to disassemble. Simple thread protector for the muzzle. It's a 1/2 by 28. Reversible, doesn't matter which way you put it back in. Okay. And the next one is the barrel block. It needs a different type of Allen wrench, and these 3 screws are Loctite, red Loctite, but you can break them pretty easy. Comes right off, no problem. 1 on each side, and 1 on top, and 1 on the right side. Okay, once you got that done, the barrel block separates from the receiver straight down like this. Okay, this is the barrel block. This is what connects with the barrel. Okay, it slides right in here like that. Okay, now you're not completely disassembled yet. You still have the BHO. Okay, notice the BHO, this arm is, I guess it sort of bends outwards. Okay, pay attention to that. It bends outwards. And to remove this, there's a spring tension. Okay, there's a hole on the, let's see, it would be on the right side. Just take a punch and push out a pin, a short pin. I'll show you what the pin looks like. Pin looks like this. I will put it over here. And then you can raise the arm of the BHO. Notice again, it points outwards, okay, and not inwards. Don't put it back like this. Okay. And there is a spring right here. It's a 1/2 inch spring. It goes in there, and that basically is your barrel block. Okay, because this is important, I'm going to put it back. I'm going to show you how to put this back. Okay, first put in the BHO spring, then put in the BHO with the arm turning out. Take the pin, push it through like this, and it should hold by itself. Make sure it has some spring tension to it like that. Then slide it up into the receiver. Simple as that. And the BHO arm should be touching the receiver. Okay. Now you're going to screw these 3 screws back in, and if you take notice, it does have red Loctite on it. So apply some red Loctite and use this Allen wrench, not the 2 that they provide you. Again, I will text the size of this, and just screw the left and the top and the right. Make sure it's nice and snug after you put in the red Loctite. Okay, and this is the way it should look like. Make sure it's snug. Okay. After you do that, make sure the DHO functions properly, and it does. Okay, now another part that's pretty complicated is this locking mechanism that locks the barrel to the barrel block, and I'm going to show you how to put it back together. Okay, see this thing right here? Okay, and above the hole is a tiny little hole right there. What goes in there is this tiny little spring and this tiny little plunger. Okay, and you can see the plunger has two. Here, let's see if I could show it to you. The spring goes into the plunger. Notice that, okay? Now the spring and the plunger goes above the big hole in the front. Now you attach this to the front. What this spring and plunger does, it holds this piece right here. This piece. There's little cuts on the back of it, or actually in the front of it, and it holds it and stops it from moving it around. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do, and that's how it's going to sit. Okay, so now I place this in front of the ring. Notice that. And I make sure that that plunger and the spring is up against this thing. And you can move this around, and you can hear the plunger rubbing against it, holding it in position. The first thing you do is take these two screws that are removed and put that in the back screw first. Now I don't know if I got the proper wrench. Let me check. Nope, this is the proper wrench. Okay, let me do this all over again, and let me put this in. Now again, use Loctite because there's not likelihood you would have to remove this again. The only time you have to remove this is if you got a broken piece in there, and then you have to replace the broken piece. Otherwise, locking tight is good enough. If this is freewheeling, okay, if it turns too easily without hearing any ratchet, then that means the spring is broken, then you need to have that replaced. Okay, tighten this. Now there is another screw, and that goes in the front, and put that in. Tighten that and Loctite. The chances are you don't have to remove this. Hopefully not. Okay, tighten that like that. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Okay, hear it? Okay. Next, we have to put the actual barrel lock in. Okay, and I'll show you how it works. This is the spring. This plunger retains the actual handle that you move back and forth, and this is the actual point that holds the barrel from turning. Okay, so this is how it would look like. Plunger goes in next, like that, and it goes like this, and this goes in here. Okay, now this handle that you pull back has a groove in the shaft, and this plunger sits in the groove and stops it from coming out. Okay, now it's important you pay attention to that because it's a little tricky putting this in, so you have to pay a little attention. Okay, now slide this in, this assembly in. Spring, plunger, and the actual barrel lock itself. Slide it through the big hole. Like this. Now it doesn't matter if it's reverse, up or down. Okay, just make sure it's in like that. Now you need to make sure that where the handle goes is pointing up, because you have to put the handle in. Okay, so make sure, press with your finger the front of the lock, push it all the way back. Okay, now don't put in the handle yet. Now use a punch to hold back the spring. Okay, like that. Now be careful that you don't let it loose. Now take the lock and insert that in. Okay, it's okay if the front moves. Now release the plunger, and now the plunger locks in that handle. Now, see, the handle does not come out. Now the tension of the spring will keep that handle in lock. Okay. Now once you do that, you're not finished yet. Now you have to test to make sure. Once this is all dried, the red Loctite, okay, now you got to make sure it goes in easily. Okay, push this in, as you can see, it will. Pull this back and lock it. But you're not done. You're not done. The reason for this ring is to make sure, you see, you can hear it. It shouldn't be hearing like this. You should righty-tighty turn it till you can't hear that sound anymore. Okay, now you can release it and it comes out. Okay, and it snaps back in. Okay, so what it does, it ensures that this barrel is tight up against the receiver, and that is the whole point. You don't want any, any gap between the bolt that's going to rest up against the chamber, the front of the chamber. So here it is. Let me do this again. Press it, lock it in, it's locked tight. Now you turn this, make sure it doesn't turn backwards. Now remember the plunger, it's holding this ring in. Okay, so in other words, it's very tight up against the barrel block. Now you want to remove it, use the thumb, pull the lock back, turn counterclockwise, and it comes out. Okay, like I said, the importance of this ring is to make sure the barrel is up tight against the barrel block. Okay, so I'm now done. Thank you very much for joining me today. Please hit the like and subscribe button.